Hey there, and welcome back for another Secondhand Opinions video. I'm Jason Alderman, the internet's favorite fat mouth, fat ass, bringing you fat stacks of fuck facts. Today, thought we'd have a little Revenge of the 6th. You know, you got May the 4th be with you, and then you got Cinco de Mayo. Now you have Revenge of the 6th. So let's have a little Bloody Mary and talk about politics for a second. Just a little bit. Not too deep. Just some things for you to consider. If you haven't been paying attention, I want you to go and look for yourself on some of these here topics. I wrote a couple of them down. Biggest one I want you to look at, considering the whole World War sneeze. If World War sneeze is such a big deal, how come the president, I believe, or the leader of Tanzania, decided to stop the tests as they were coming into his country and test a goat and a pawpaw fruit and send them off, and they came back positive? Go look for yourself. That's a thing there. And then I believe the CDC a couple days ago cut the numbers recorded for COVID deaths in America in half on their website. That's something else to go look at and wonder why. Some of us have been saying this is not such a scary big deal from the get-go. And we've not been too worried about the COVID virus so much, but worried about people, what their responses are going to be to this thing. Something you really ought to look into is why you might have to go digging for the truth about COVID and why mainstream media is filling you full of horse crap. In Texas, I forget what town in Texas, a lady decided to open up her bar, her husband's bar, or something. They opened their bar up, and a few patrons came down, and a few more patrons came, and I guess some of them were carrying weapons and wearing body armor. Although I'm not entirely sure how in or out of Second Amendment ordinance they were, theoretically, because, in my book there is no out of Second Amendment ordinance until you do something stupid. You either broke a law or you didn't. But possession, carrying, etc. should all be illegal in my book, so that's my Second Amendment opinions. I'm kind of a Second Amendment extremist. I'm also kind of a First Amendment extremist. So I'm big on your right to travel and congregate where you want and with who you want and to have whatever religion you want. I don't care. It's none of my business. If you and 30 of your closest friends want to go dance around naked in the woods and claim it's a religion and you're praying to the fluffy bunny god, who the hell am I to tell you any different? It's none of my business. So, why is Texas telling people they can't go to the bar and hang out and have a few pubs, a few beers or drinks at the pub with their friends? That's very anti-Texas of you. And then arresting them because they're carrying to defend themselves from your tyranny is really anti-Texas from you. So, oh yeah, hey. I can't breathe. Celery bear. Pardon me. Now that we're caught up to ourselves, you gotta take a look at who controls the right to shut down your business. If you're a business owner and in one of these democratically run, tyrannically restrained, fascist-led states, you should take a look at who really has the rights to shut down your business and tell you can't operate anymore. I'm pretty sure it's nobody on the state level, including up to your governor. I'm really pretty sure if you look hard enough, you're going to find that information in the Department of Commerce. The Federal Department of Commerce. That would be somebody under Donald Trump, not Kate Brown in my instance here in Oregon, or whoever might be shutting down your state with tyranny. They don't have the right to shut down your businesses. Go back to work whenever you feel like it. Go open your shop. When they come and arrest you, bump it all the way to the Supreme Court. They don't have the right. It's the federal government. Ask yourself this big question and dig around and find out for yourself if I'm telling the truth. Why docs on WhatsApp circulated by doctors in Wuhan were talking about a SARS comeback in November and December 2019. They started vanishing, and China only held their tongue for 3 weeks, so they say. Okay. One more time for the cheap seats. Governors cannot just make laws out of nowhere. Just because your state governor decides to say you can no longer breathe the air doesn't make it a law. There's a system in America for making laws, and just decreeing shit is not the system. And the governor doesn't have that right.
Well, it's a long, long journey to the capital city. It's a long, long wait while I'm sitting in committee. But I know I'll be a law someday. At least I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill.
It's up to the offended, and I don't mean the Kool-Aid haired, oh, you didn't get my pronoun right, offended. I mean the people who've been legally offended, like those people who've been shut down out of their business and then went back to their job and had someone show up and try to tell them through the barrel of a gun and behind the badge and a uniform that they couldn't open their business back up. It's up to the offended to take these people to court, from the police all the way up. If that's you, get involved with your rights and go do the job. Because they're not going to stop until you kick them in the dick once or twice and put them in their place. Treat this half-hearted attempt at tyranny with the respect that it deserves. None at all. By which I mean to say, as soon as you're comfortable, get your happy ass up out of your house and go do shit again. I'll personally say that I kind of doubled my social interactions as soon as they said stay at home. Now, I didn't go visit anybody elderly. I didn't go visit anybody with underlying health conditions. But for the record, one more stupid time, I am that semi-elderly prick with health conditions. So I'd be the one at risk, right? I made a point to go out and ride my bicycle around town for hours on end. Go out to restaurants and see which ones are open and order dine out. Go see people. Go shoot videos. I made a point to defy the space, not put anyone in danger. I didn't go hanging out near old folks' home or go visit my grandma. I checked in on my mom. She's over the 60-year mark. But she was just as concerned about it as I was. And she's leftist, guys. Anyways, thanks for stopping by and sharing a Bloody Mary and talk a little bit about politics. Well, alrighty, let's all pretend like our opinions matter and leave that shit in the comments below. Remember, this is YouTube, so do all the things.